Good evening, good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Shout out to y'all. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna give it a few minutes so some people can join the live stream. What's up, everybody? Shout out to y'all if y'all just joining. Today is Monday, April the 28th, 2025. We have a few more days left in the month and we will complete the month of April. What's up, Scott? Shout out to you. What's up, Mark? Shout out to you. What's up, Tino? Appreciate y'all joining on this Monday evening, Monday afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Give it a few more minutes. How's everybody doing out there today? How's everybody doing out there today? Are y'all working hard or hardly working? How's y'all day been? We're inching closer to our goals in the markets. Things have been taking time, but we're eventually going to get there. So some of y'all can retire and live out your life with freedom. Okay, Mark, you said it was a rest day. Okay, shout out to you. We always listen to your body. Always get your rest. What's up, ZZ? Say you need some price action with XRP. Gonna get into it here in a minute. What's up, Scott? You say you just got home from work. Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm just over here about to provide y'all with some market analysis. Hopefully y'all can take advantage of it, give y'all an update or, learn something. So today is the 28th of March. April. It is Monday. May 1st begins on Thursday. So we only got a few more days left in the month. XRP currently trading at $2.29. I just seen it go to $2.30, but we're going to get into it. If you see the title of my live stream, it says Breakout Imminent. And that's what I'm seeing in the price, in the charts. We got some high impact news going on this week. So I'm gonna look at it here in a second, but I'm seeing a pop. There we go right there. XRP just hit 230. But I'm starting to see, I want to see some volatility come in the market this week. So ZZ, you might get that volatility that comes into the market. XRP at 230, XLM at 28 cents. XDC 8 cents, HBAR 19 cents, HBAR on the move, Bitcoin 94,000 on the move, Ethereum 1,800, Algo on the move 23 cents, Solana $147. Yes, shout out to you, B Rush. Volatility and violence. I thrive in that. I love when the markets are very volatile and retail don't know what's going on. I love when the markets are swinging and chopping because I always see opportunity in that environment. Let's come over to the economic calendar. This is the rest of the week so far. Today, Monday, we didn't have no impact. We didn't have no economic news in the market. Nothing. That's why we didn't see much movement today, because there was no liquidity injection that they could have injected today. So they're waiting for Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Wednesday. Thursday, Wednesday, we got non-farm payroll, a lot of other high impact news events. They normally do this either at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, where they'll pile all these events in 1 week. But we got non-farm payroll during this week right here. Expect a lot of volatility, and I'm going to see if we want to start pushing higher going into the rest of the week. So Tomorrow, 8 o'clock a.m., 9 o'clock a.m., we got some medium and high impact news. And then we'll roll into Thursday, which will be the 1st of May. I don't include this week as the first week of May. The first week of May will be for me May the 4th through the 10th. May the 4th through the 10th. Scott, you say, do you think the crypto bull cycles are built into the algorithm? And if so, do you think that most assets have predetermined highs? And I don't refer to bull cycles because I can show you a bull cycle on a 1 minute, 5 minute time frame, even sometime lower. But yes, the markers are algorithmic. All these things are already built into price. It's already coded. The markers are coded to repeat doing the same things over and over again. I've shown that many times. So if you're just joining my live stream, yes, the markers are algorithmic. Everything is already predetermined in price action. So hopefully that answers your question. What's up, Frozen? Shout out to you. What's up, Daryl? Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming in on this evening. I ain't gonna be too long today. I'm just gonna give I mainly want to talk about that XRP, the Nano XRP Futures contract, but I'm not gonna hold y'all too long today. The rest of the week, expect volatility. Also, when I asked y'all yesterday, what side of the market do y'all see XRP reaching for? We already got that early in the week. And I based that off of, if y'all watch my post on my YouTube channel, if y'all seen that post that I posted, I showed you execution and I also showed you my target. And that was based on what I showed you yesterday. So let's go ahead and first thing I want to do is come to the dollar. Let's look at the United States dollar. The USD, I already told y'all yesterday. If y'all tuned in yesterday, I called for a weakness in the dollar. I'm currently bearish on the dollar. We might start seeing speed for the dollar to start selling off. So we might start seeing speed. But the dollar is bearish. That is a risk-on environment for crypto, stocks, commodities, risk-on environment. So as long as the dollar goes lower, we can anticipate higher prices in assets. And I wouldn't be surprised here sometime this week during the high impact news events that the dollar starts selling off. Also, y'all know that the treasuries are rallying. Anytime the treasuries are going higher, the dollar shows weakness. And then also we got an interest rate announcement next week on the 7th. So are they going to lower the rates or are they going to pause it? Well, you never know what the Federal Reserve is going to do. But if they lower the rates, you could probably see an acceleration in the dollar selling off. So we can anticipate that. This is a weekly time frame. We got 3 days left to complete this candle. I'm going to go ahead and say right here, what side of the market do y'all see the dollar reaching for? Do y'all see it reaching for the previous week's high and coming back into this gap, or coming down and taking out the previous week's low below the market? Y'all tell me in the comments, what side do y'all see the dollar going for? That's a key factor in doing analysis in other markets. That's a key factor in doing analysis in other markets like crypto and stocks. If the dollar goes lower, I can anticipate buying and price going higher in the futures markets, Nano XRP, the NASDAQ, S&P, whatever. I'll look for only buys only. So if the dollar rolls over, if I'm a trader, I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities in the other asset class. So I'm bearish on the dollar. I want to see it drop down, take out last week's low. That's my target for the dollar. Now let's come over to XRP. If y'all watched the live stream yesterday, this is a weekly time frame, by the way. I asked y'all yesterday, I said, hey, and it was on a Sunday. I said, hey, at minimum, I want to see us come up, take out last week's high. And we got that yesterday. So I also said, hey, if we take out last week's high, the dollar starts to roll over. I want to start seeing us coming up and taking out the previous week's highs. These highs that are left behind in price are from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 weeks ago. So we got buy side liquidity, which is pending orders above the market 4 and 5 weeks ago. Oh, what's up, OL? Shout out to you. You said based on current trend, I would expect lower. Are you talking about the dollar, Scott? Are you talking about the dollar? But most definitely, I'm going to be forecasting that the dollar goes lower, and I want to start seeing XRP start moving. It's at a pivotal point after dropping down to this higher time frame discount. It looks like they only gave one opportunity. Also, let's go out to the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we got 2 days left to complete the month of April. It's already Tuesday in Asia right now. We're currently in the Asia session. It is 8:19 Eastern Standard Time, and it's already Asia. It's the Asia session happening right now in this moment. So in 2 days, we will get a candle close, a monthly candle close. And then on Thursday, we will open up. I'm not going to anticipate much the rest of the week once we get to Thursday. Now, next week, I want to see if we start seeing volume and volatility pick up to start pushing XRP higher. I want to see where that May candle, I want to see where it opens up at. That's going to give me more information if we're going to show strength going higher. ZZ, boss, it is crazy for them to send it back down to the fair value gap. I'm still not that sold, even if it goes to 250, 275. We're on the way up for good. Possibly, ZZ, possibly. We have to wait and see. I'm on. If you just joined the ZZ, my bias has changed. You always got to be as an analyst. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust your analysis on the fly. And I gave y'all 2 options. One of them already happened. We already traded. If I go out to the 3-month time frame, y'all witnessed this live. For y'all been on my live streams, y'all witnessed me call this level in the market a month ahead of time. This fair value gap, I was calling it a month ahead of time. And then we traded down there. And we got that. That was a discounted opportunity. XRP went down to $1.61. This swing low right here is $1.61. That very low of that candle. $1.61. That was your opportunity to accumulate at that price. If you took advantage, shout out to you. If you didn't, you missed out on the opportunity. That's how quick the markets react. So once we did that, I said, hey, do we want to hold down here? So this candle right here, this is a 3-month candle. We have 2 months left to complete this candle. 2 months. So we are a ways out before this candle completes. But I already called for that discount and we dropped it. I gave y'all 2 options. We either come down here, give a quick discounted opportunity and start moving away. That's what we're currently doing. Or we come down here and they hold price inside of this gap. All we do as analysts is get in sync. All we want to do is get in sync with institutions, because we retail, we can't move price, but we think like smart money. So we get in sync with what smart money is doing. And that's what I'm teaching y'all. If y'all just joined, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Click the link in the description if y'all want to sign up to the Patreon. So hopefully that's understood. Y'all press 1 if that's understood. Y'all let me know if y'all understand the narrative and the bias that I'm talking about. Y'all press 1 if you understand the narrative and the bias. Do y'all get it? Do y'all grasp what I'm saying? I repeat it over and over again. Shout out to you, Echelon. Shout out to you, Xmark. Shout out to you, Tracy. You said, sorry I'm late. What's going on is about to go up. Is it about to pay attention, Tracy? If you just joined the Tracy, just pay attention. Tap in. If you miss anything, always go back and watch the live stream. Just pay attention. Nikolai, shout out to you. ZZ, you said, so are we on standby, essentially? It's not necessarily we on standby. Y'all got to understand that the markets are time-based. Okay, so the markets are algorithmic and they're coded based on time. They're coded based on time. So again, I always walk y'all down from a top-down analysis. 6-month, 3-month, monthly, weekly, daily. Those are all, and you're in the Patreon, ZZ, so you should start understanding this. I'm not pressuring you. I'm just saying you should start grasping what I'm doing. I walk you down. I do this in my live streams, top down. We have to get a macro perspective before we start understanding what's going on those lower time frames, those intraday time frames. 6-month, 3-month, monthly, weekly, daily. That's a sequence. I don't break that sequence. I'm always aware of what the higher time frame is doing. So with that being understood, these time frames are what I was trying to say. These time frames are exactly what they sound like. They're time frames. So when I'm sitting here on the 3-month time frame, we know every 3 months within a year, we have 4 quarters. We have 4 quarters in the year, right? We all should understand that. Comprehend. We have 4 quarters in 1 year. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. When I'm on this 3-month time frame, that is how I'm analyzing and viewing the market and price. I'm looking at the market based on quarters. And then if I go out to the 6-month time frame, I'm looking at the year within half. So there's only 2 candles that print on a 6-month time frame that completes 1 year. So again, I do this every live stream. Y'all should be catching on, but let me drop out. Let's go out to the 6-month time frame. So it's already been 4 months so far. It's already been 4 months on the 6-month time frame. And look what we have done so far. This is a long term. 6 months. And then the next candle will print, and that will be the second half of 2025. So as long as we move away from this 3-month fair value gap within this 6 months time period, that is a bullish indication that we're going to continue higher. Now there's going to be fluctuations, retracements, choppiness, all within this on lower time frames. So from the 6 month, let's go down to the 3 month. On the 3-month time frame, we're about to complete the first month of the second quarter. Once we complete these next 2 months for this second quarter, we will roll into the third quarter of 2025 coming up in July. In July, we will go into the third quarter in July 2025. So we still have some ways to go, even though they already offered, they didn't have to drop this down here and hold it down here. I gave y'all those options. So they offered that discount opportunity. And as long as we start pushing away and start moving away from this discount below the market, that is bullish. I now told y'all that, just like I called the discount a month in advance, I also told y'all if we drop down here and move away quickly, that's very strong. They're showing strength. And that's where we're at right now. Right now, we're just trading inside of, let me bring up that Fibonacci. We're hanging out inside of this large wick, which is a premium array, which is a ghost pool. It's a premium ghost pool above price. And there's specific levels that we can touch. And right now on the lower time frame, we're hanging out inside of a daily fair value gap. We're hanging out inside of a daily fair value gap. So from the 3-month time frame, let's go down to the monthly time frame. What's up, Trend? Shout out to you. What do you say? If these candles for May will be on the up due to time, we on the higher ups timeline. No doubt, these markets are ran by institutions. We always been on the higher ups timeline. They control every asset class. They control every market. They control the algorithms that control price. So we always been on the time frame. But if y'all been watching me, I've been showing y'all different strategies. Y'all might not have caught on. Sign up to the Patreon if y'all want to learn the skill set. But I also show y'all how to take advantage of right now price action as well. So I'm not on nobody's timeline. I'm on my own timeline. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm on my own timeline. Y'all never hear me. If y'all been following me for months, you never heard panic. Y'all never heard me stressing, none of that, because I show y'all can go eat in different markets. Y'all don't have to just rely on XRP. But now, as of recently, we got XRP Futures hitting the market. And now you don't even have to wait for the utility aspect and that long-term growth in XRP. If you hold those assets, you are well off. But now you can start taking advantage of fluctuations in price, trading. So I'm a trader first. Because I can get more returns, better returns than, first of all, I'm a trader because I can put my capital back to work quicker than I can long-term investing. I like to put my capital to work is more risk, but you have to have strategy. You have to have management. So I'm somebody, my personality is I like to put my capital to work. It's more efficient when you can go put your capital to work quicker and get returns and put it right back to work. If your money is tied up into an asset long term, you have to wait months, years. Compared to somebody like me, I can go, I do long term as well. I'm long term in XRP, but I'm also somebody who likes to put my capital to work right now in the moment. So that's why we talk about these futures markets. Hopefully that's understood. So again, yes, you were right, Trend. This is long term because I'm walking y'all down from a 6 month, 3 month, monthly. These are all long term charts. Sign up to the Patreon if y'all want to learn how to do this. So from the monthly, we got 2 days left to complete April. And then we're going to start the second month of the second quarter. The second month of the second quarter. We're still in Q2. So from the monthly, we're in the final week of April. Now, when I drop down to the weekly time frame, this isn't when this week candle closes, this isn't going to be the first week of May. Next week we'll start May in the markets. So we already got my minimum target, which was last week's high. I already asked y'all yesterday. I said, hey, do we want to take out last week's high or last week's low? Majority of y'all told me y'all want to see last week's high taken out because above old highs and below old lows, that's where the orders are in the market. That's algorithmic. They're not going to tell y'all this, but I'm sitting here telling y'all this. This is really the secret sauce. So I know where the orders are in the market, and price is always going to seek those orders all the time because it's coded to do so. So we got 6 days left to complete this candle. So now let's drop down to the daily. And the reason I say, hey, we about to break out because look, we just began the candle for Tuesday and y'all already can see what price is showing. What do y'all think price is trying to do? If y'all had to forecast out into time, where do y'all see price going? Based on market structure. If y'all just joined, make sure y'all smash that like button. Sign up to the Patreon. Share the video. Subscribe. Okay, up. That's very generic. That's okay though. Price already 230. This, okay, let me ask y'all this. I did this yesterday. What is this right here that I got highlighted? It's already there. It's obvious for you. I'm going to spell it out for y'all. What is that? What is this highlighted area right here? It was a premium array and we kind of traded through it and we're going to use it as support. So what is this? Yes, it's a SIBI, which stands for sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, but we can trade through these and do what? I'm looking for it to do what? If you're paying attention. Yes. Shout out to you, Daryl. I'm looking for it to become an inversion fair value gap. An inversion fair value gap because I want to trade through it, use it as support, and then trade higher. What is this right here on the daily time frame? What is this right here? What is that right there? There y'all go. SIBI. So it's a small inefficiency in price. Do you see that they did not trade? The market sold off and it created a gap and it was not, they didn't offer any selling in here. They didn't offer any selling in here. So what they're going to want to do is refer back to it to offer some type of efficiency. And then I'm looking for us to trade through that as well. But that's going to be my next target. This is the daily time frame. Okay. It's already Tuesday. If you're in the United States, it's still Monday, but it's already Tuesday's trading. What side of the market do you see current price reaching for? Or do y'all see it coming up, taking out the previous day's high? Do y'all see it coming down, taking out the previous day's low? Or do y'all just see it ranging inside of this gap right here, going into Tuesday's trading? What do y'all see? What do y'all see? Y'all don't see it? Y'all not sure? Do y'all see it coming up, taking out the previous day's high or the previous day's low? What side of the market? What's your bias? This is what you call bias. I already told y'all on the weekly. So watch this. If I go out to the weekly, I already told y'all in the weekly time frame that I wanted to see us take out last week's high. Okay, we got that. That was my minimum target. And then when I go over to the futures contract, I'm gonna show you that was my target when I traded yesterday. It was a paper trade as well. It was not a live trade. I'm gonna need the futures market to be more liquid, but you can get in there and practice. That's what I'm showing y'all. We took out last week's high, and then I said, okay, I want to see us eventually start reaching up for these higher PD arrays, premium arrays above the market where the liquidity is. Before we get up there, there's a little pit stop right here on the daily time frame. So let's go down to the daily. You can't see it on the weekly. This is why price is fractal. You cannot see that SIBI on the weekly time frame. So what you got to do is drop down to a lower time frame. So from the day weekly, let's go down to the daily. And realistically, I want to see us come up tomorrow, potentially, take out this high, which is buy side liquidity above the market, and then trade up into this SIBI, which is a premium array. What's up, Lauren? Shout out to you. I got some momentum. It's steady going up. What you mean, Soul? Shout out to you, Soul. Shout out to you, X Marks. What you mean you got some momentum and it's going up? What you mean? You taking a trade? Are y'all trading right now? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all getting y'all feet wet? But okay, these are realistic targets. And what I'm doing is we're getting in sync with order flow. We're trying to get in sync with order flow to reach certain price levels. So XRP at 229, that's psychological. 229, 230. And people not pretty much understanding what's going on. We already then had 2 days of expansion, or 3 days really, but really 2 impulsive days. 1, 2 impulsive days, expansion days, and now I want to see a continuation with a lot more strength, a lot more volatility, a lot more violent going higher. Or I need to get down to lower time frames to take a closer look. So anything below the daily time frame is intraday price action. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down to the 1 hour. We're going intraday or intra-week. Go down to the hourly. Let me go ahead and set up my chart for the day. It should already be set up. And as you can see, let me zoom out right quick. Let me remove these trend lines right quick. And I asked y'all yesterday, what's the first thing that we do? I tell y'all, hey, you highlight the previous week's highs and lows. Again, everything to the left of this vertical trend line right here, this one that I got my cursor on, everything to the left of that is last week's price action. What we do is we highlight the previous week's high, which is right here, highlight the previous week's low down here. These equal lows right here, that's previous week's low. So on Sunday, which was in between these vertical trend lines right here, we rallied higher. And then eventually on Monday, we traded up higher. We took out Sunday's high and the previous week's high right there. Sunday's high, and then the high from last week, and we liquidated, and then price traded back down inside of that inversion fair value gap. It didn't just trade down to any random level. It traded down to the midway point of the inversion gap, and then this old BISI right here, / inversion, traded right back down to it. Do y'all think that's random? Do you think price is random to trade back down into this gap right here, this 1 hour SIBI in the purple? That's a 1 hour SIBI. Do you think it's random that price trades down there and fills it in and then use it as support? 1, 2, and then displaces higher. What is this right here? Y'all tell me in the chat. What is this right here? What is this candle right here? So let me answer this question. So you said I did what you I did what you teach us by at the accumulation and hold. I'm not good at futures got liquidated. Hopefully you're not trading live money, so you need to be in the demo account. Daryl, bullish order block. Excalibur, bullish order block. Yes, y'all are both correct. That's actually a propulsion block. The true order block was right here. You see the larger candle? So let me show y'all. This is, if y'all haven't heard of that, in propulsion block. So let me explain it. This was the original order block right here. This candle right here. You see it drop down into that gap right there. And then price starts to move away, triggers the orders at the opening price of the order block. So what you see is this candle right here, it trades through the order block, triggering the limit orders. And then this candle right here, it trades back down into it, providing another opportunity to get long. And then this candle right here displaces higher. And then what this candle does right here, it's a propulsion. It's a propulsion block. So it's like a stair step or a boost for this order block right here. It's still an order block, but when you see this order block and they start like stacking on top of each other like that, they create propulsion blocks, which gives it more a boost pretty much. It gives it a boost to start moving higher. I haven't taught that one yet. There y'all go. There goes another PD array. Another PD array. So shout out to y'all if y'all are in here paying attention. That's another PD array. So add that to your toolbox if y'all haven't been paying attention. But this is an order block. Moves away from the discount, creates an order block. We trade through the order block, return back down into it, opening price, displays higher, give it another support. Do y'all think it's random that the opening price of this candle right here, price drops down into it, use it as support, and then boom, starts to move away. So now we're at a pivotal level, pivotal point. We got a macro coming up here in 10 minutes. We're going to see what we want to do in 10 minutes. Also, I'm bullish. My bias is bullish, but also you can get it wrong as well. You always got to understand the other side of the market. We know that we just traded up into the previous week's high above the market. We traded up into the previous week's high. Above that high were pending orders. So smart money can essentially offload their long positions and then drop the market back into a range. But I'm going to be on the side of bullishness. So I want to see this high right here, which is Monday's high. I want to see that be the target right there. Let me read the comments. Trend, you say if we continue to show strength, we will be back in the $3 range. The market repeats itself. For sure, for sure. That's what I'm looking at, Trend. That's what I'm looking at. If y'all just joined, make sure y'all smash that like button for me. I appreciate it. Subscribe if y'all brand new. Let me see right quick. Let me plug in my Patreon right quick. If you're interested in Patreon and y'all want to learn this skill set, come over here and sign up to the Patreon. Come do that. If y'all want to learn how to trade and learn these skill sets, I'm in currently production. As soon as I get off live, I'm going to go continue those pro lessons that I'm currently producing. And that's going to get into more strategy. I give you a foundation with the beginner. And in the pro lessons, I'm giving you strategy to implement after you get the foundation. So we're currently in the Asia session. Let me go down to the 15-minute time frame. So when I'm on the 15-minute time frame, I am intraday. I'm looking at the market from an intraday perspective. Again, we got a macro coming up here in 8 minutes. And let's start to see if we want to start seeing volatility. I want to see what we did in the previous session. So from 8:30 in the morning, right here, we got buy side liquidity from the AM session, New York AM session. This swing high right there, I'm going to highlight that. That is buy side liquidity. Pending orders above the market. Let's see if we want to reach up into that. I'm going to hide this for now. That's last week's high right there. I'm going to hide that. Currently in Asia. Let me go ahead and get some trend lines going. So Asia begins at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 o'clock midnight. That's the Asia session, Eastern Standard Time. So what I'm focusing on is this window in time right here. this window in time. And here it is. We might get some volatility going into Asia, where we're in Asia, and you already can see what the market is doing. I am bullish, and we're starting to push higher right before the macro. So let's see what we want to do. They might want to drive price early before we get into that high impact news going into tomorrow and Wednesday. This right here is currently the high of the day from Monday, which is buy side liquidity. Those are targets. And then this is the AM session buy side liquidity. And this is pretty much just, signals. Y'all tell me in the comments. I got a small one right here. What is this right here? This is a pit stop. What is this right here? There y'all go. It's a SIBI. Shout out to you, Lawrence. It's a SIBI. It's a 15-minute SIBI. All right. It's 8:45. Here in 5 minutes, macro will begin. So we're currently we're about to go into the 9 o'clock hour. So I'm going to go ahead and set up for the 9 o'clock hour. I'm going to go right here, this candle right here, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. And then once we cross the 10 o'clock, I'm going to focus in on inside of this window in time right here between these two vertical trend lines. That's 1 hour. That's a 1 hour window in time. Do y'all see how the market is coded based on time? And I'm breaking it down real generically, real simple. And I'm telling y'all specific times to watch what the market does. So right now, I want to see us trade up into this SIBI. If I'll drop down to a 5 minute, let's see if we can find some type of entry. I damn near want to see if I can paper trade this. No. Right quick, I'm going to take a peek at, let's go over here to the Coinbase Futures. And right now, I believe the market is closed for this. The market is closed. Let me go to electronic trading hours, and it is currently open. Again, looking at this right now, it's not liquid enough. It's very choppy. There's not a lot of institutional capital in it because you could tell by the spottiness and the choppiness in price. But yesterday, I showed y'all a limit order that I executed inside of this gap in price. And then it went up to my target, which right here was last week's high. This high right here, that was last week's high, and we traded there. Boom. Take profit, and then the market dropped back down into this gap. And now it's just chopping around. I'm not interested in this because, again, if we go out to the weekly time frame, it's only been live for 2 weeks. So we need that institutional capital to come in to make it liquid. In the meantime, XRP is liquid, like the digital asset. The derivative is not liquid at the moment. Market conditions right now, high resistance. So we're in a high resistance liquidity condition. You can see the choppiness and the deep retracing, etc. Go back out to the 15 minute. Here in about 3 minutes, we will begin the new hour. The macro, the macro in price. Okay, we got an hourly SIBI right here. Pay attention to that hourly SIBI. And then we got a 15 minute right there. So from the 1 hour, let me go out to the, I'm gonna do a split screen. On the right side of my screen, that's the daily time frame. The monthly time frame. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down to the daily. And then I'm gonna drop down to a, let's say 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame on the right side of my screen, we retrace down into this candle right here. This is a order block. We traded down into it. And now we can start seeing displacement. Let's start to see if we start seeing displacement higher. I'm bullish. My bias is bullish. We're getting close to the SIBI. There's a BISI to the left. Will you consider it range a what? A BPR? I don't know what a BPR is. I don't know what a BPR is. So when I'm doing this split screen, I'm keeping when I'm doing this split screen, I'm always paying attention to what the higher time frame is doing on the right side of my screen. I'm in sync with the higher time frame. You always want to know what the higher time frame is doing when you start messing around on lower time frames. If you don't, you can hurt yourself. So always be in tune with the higher time frame. Again, we're inside of that macro begins here in about 30 seconds, and price is in a high resistance condition, choppiness, wickedness, a lot of wicking. And that could be the Asia session. Let's see. And there's definitely some volatility going on. Definitely some volatility. We just traded back down into this down close candle right here. That's a 15-minute order block. I'm gonna highlight that. Macro has began, so it is 8:50. 8:50. So the macro, if y'all just joining or new to my channel, a macro is the last 10 minutes of the hour in the first 10 minutes of the top of the hour. So that's a macro. This happens every hour on top of the hour, in the beginning of the hour. So we're inside of that macro. It just literally began. So from 8:50 all the way to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock begins the new hour. And let's just see how price trades. I want to see us come up out of this inversion gap on the daily. I want to see us come up out of that. So over here on the right side, if we zoom out, go out to the daily, we're currently just trading inside of this inversion fair value gap right here. And I want to start seeing displacement. We might not get it during Asia. We might have to wait until economic calendar tomorrow, 8 o'clock, pre-session, London. We might have to wait during those sessions for that volatility to kick in. And then on weeks like this, expect the unexpected, because we have non-farm payroll on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have a protocol if you're trading the markets. You on non-farm payroll days, the 2 days you need to trade on is Monday, Tuesday, and pretty much be out the market by Wednesday, by the AM session. So Monday, Tuesday really are your best days to trade during weeks like this, because when this economic calendar hits, when all this news hits during the week and you're in there trying to trade, you're going to get chopped out, you're going to get stopped out, and you're going to hurt. You're going to probably trying to revenge trade, and you're going to be fighting against the unknown. You're not aware of the manipulation that they bring to the market during these high impact news events. They bring manipulation, and if you don't know it, you can get really hurt. So I'm just letting y'all know, I'm lending my experience to y'all. And again, market in a high resistance condition. That's what we're doing right now. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new. And if y'all want to learn how to trade, this is what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what trading is about. Sitting here analyzing, you picking the certain times of the day you want to trade. Like right now, I'm not no Asia session trader. I don't trade during Asia. You can, but I don't normally trade during Asia. Now, there's certain times where you could trade in Asia when there's a lot of volume and volatility, but I'm mainly a New York session trader. You got to get rest sometime of the day. If I'm really locked in, I will be up during the London sessions, which is from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. But I'll be trying to get my rest. Most of the volatility comes in during the New York sessions. Any newsworthy events today in the news? Anything newsworthy in the fundamentals today in the markets? I know they still releasing ETFs and etc. But have anything caught y'all eye today that I should review and talk about? Y'all let me know in the chat. Anything worth talking about in the news? I'm more of a technical analyst. I stick to charts because I don't care about the news, because I always see opportunity right now in the market. So I don't really care for keeping up with all the news in the market. But y'all can let me know in the chat. What's up, Big Dre? You said Bunk needs no rest. Shout out to you, Big Dre. Shout out to you. Appreciate you joining. Boss, ZZ, you say, do you think Powell is dropping the rates? ZZ, possibly, but to me, it don't matter to me, man. It don't really matter to me as a trader. It really don't matter to me what Powell do. All you can do is adjust to what he does. Now, if he drops them, that's a great thing. Well, I can't say great, but if you hold assets that could potentially be a big deal to see as he drops those rates, the dollar will continue to go lower. Again, we're already forecasting that the dollar goes lower. So if we see weakness in the dollar and the interest rates drop, there's going to be a bullish atmosphere for assets, crypto, commodities, stocks. That's going to be a bullish environment. It's 8:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see what we want to do over here on the left side of my screen. We keep dropping down into that order block. Do y'all think it's random? Again, we're watching algorithmic price action. Do you think it's random that it keeps dropping down to this opening price of this candle? It did it 1, 2, 3. Now, what I want to see is us start moving higher, displacing higher. This little SIBI right here is around 231. Again, if y'all was trading, now, eventually, this right here, listen to what I'm about to say. Do you see how this market, which is the spot market of XRP, do you see how well defined the market structure and price action is? Where it's cleanly, it might not be clean to you if you don't know what you're looking at, but it's well defined, large candles, large bodies in the candles. Right now, what I'm about to say, excuse me. You see how it's well defined, clean market structure. And then if I compare it to the derivatives market right here, it's not clean. You see a lot of gaps, a lot of missing candles, a lot of choppiness, a lot of wicks. That's because this market doesn't have a lot of volume in it right now. Eventually, this market right here won't be so spotty, and it will start looking like this market right here, where it's well defined, clean price action. Once the futures market starts looking like this market right here, I will get in there, because now, just based on candlesticks, I can tell you that, okay, institutions are flowing through this market just based on candlesticks. They're in here. That's a little hidden thing as well. Once you get good at this, you can see when the institutions are coming in and coming out the market. You can see it in price. But no, they keep y'all with the fundamental news. They keep y'all, or if you listen to other analysts, they don't break it down the way I'm breaking it down. So that's what I'm saying. Once these futures markets become a little bit more defined and thicker, and they running clean and not choppy, I will be all in this. And then remember, every tick, I'm gonna look it up here in a minute, but every tick, we're trading off the ticks. I believe the Coinbase derivatives or futures, it's like 5 cents per tick. 5 cents per tick. So what you're looking at over here, see how XRP is moving higher? If you come over here and look at 230.39, and then it just jumped up to 230.50. Y'all see that? Every tick is like 5 cents. Do you know how that will compound real quickly? That will compound real quickly as price moves up or moves lower. So that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Trying to create y'all into traders. So again, do y'all think it's random that XRP, the price, just dropped down to the opening price of this candle right here, use that level as support, and then it's showing signs of displacement higher? So like I said, if you read the title of my live stream, XRP Breakout Imminent. Yes, because I'm seeing it in price. I'm not capping. I'm one of the few that don't lie about what's going on. I ain't trying to clickbait you. I know what I'm talking about. I've been proving and showing to y'all since I started my channel. Let me read the comments. Jose, the news pure FOMO. The charts is what we have to focus on. And that's why I'm over here. I'm not no fundamental analyst. I can look at some fundamentals are key, like the central bank, the bank of, the World Bank directly talking about Ripple, XRP, and Stellar XLM. That's huge information for me. Certain things are huge fundamentally. Even these derivatives products going live, some people still don't understand that what XRP futures mean. And then they got the ETFs. The ETFs are not the futures market. Get that understood. The ETFs are going to be like private equity type things dealing with financial institutions. And you don't get to own the underlying asset. And it's almost like they manage it for you. No, I don't need nobody managing my equity. When you decide to become a trader, you're managing your own equity. You're managing your own funds. You're taking on the risk. And these markets, the futures markets, the futures markets set price discovery or set the price of derivatives or commodities. So you're going to see price being set for XRP through the futures markets, because that's the market where institutions want to come in and have that ability to buy and sell a market, which is called hedging. And then the unknown, the factor that the world has never seen yet is utility of the underlying asset, the spot asset, the utility, the tokens that y'all purchase. It has a utility aspect that we have not seen yet. So you are going to be a unicorn. You're going to be a part of a special group of people that own these assets. And the world ain't going to know about it until it's too late. What's up, Ed? Appreciate you joining. Appreciate y'all joining. If y'all just joining, man, make sure y'all smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Trading back down inside of this. We just began the 9 o'clock hour. So we just began a new hour. Let me go out to the hourly time frame. We got 10 minutes left and then the macro will complete. We got this hourly SIBI right here that we have not traded up into yet. This hourly SIBI. So we can trade into this and let's see what we want to do. Retracing back down to this hourly order block. We traded down to the hourly. Remember, I'm sticking to the higher time frame narrative. Trade it back down to this hourly order block. Use it as support. Now let's start moving higher to leave that daily busy. Go to the hourly. Again, another propulsion block. So let me highlight that. That's an hourly fair value gap, opening price. So you got two propulsion blocks stacking. Trade it back down to it. Now let's start seeing if we can move higher. Again, this macro has been high resistance. So high resistance macro. Go down to a 5 minute. We are in the 9 o'clock hour. On the 5 minute, we just traded down into this 5 minute order block. See this down close candle? That's a 5 minute order block. Use it as support. Make sure y'all smash that like button for me. Sign up to that Patreon. This is live price action. How many else people gonna walk you through price doing it live? You know what I'm saying? Like how many other people gonna walk you through live price action? So within every hour, there are 4 quarters. Every hour, there's 4 quarters. We are in the first quarter of the hour. So from 9 o'clock to 9:15, that's the first quarter of the hour. High resistance conditions. What does that mean? You see the bodies of the candles, you see the wicks, a lot of choppiness, a lot of retracements. High resistance is having a difficult time trying to move higher, but that's coded, that's programmed. Once you understand how to identify high resistance and low resistance conditions, it will start popping out at you when, okay, I need to not be in the market and this is a good time to be in the market. But when you see these type of conditions where it's choppiness, a lot of wicks in the candles, you can visually see the risk involved. It's high risk. If y'all want to learn this skill set, click the link in the description to get the fundamentals on how to do this. In the meantime, let me come over here right quick. What I wanted to look at, this is Coinbase. I'm about to eventually sign up for this. I have not signed up for it yet, but cryptocurrencies, individuals. I'm not looking for Coinbase. I want to go to Coinbase derivatives. And I just seen today, let me see, Coinbase. Let me go to news right quick. So today, I'd seen it earlier, TradingView and Coinbase are integrated together now. So if you want to trade futures directly on TradingView and sign up, and you're signed up with Coinbase, you can now do that. You can now do that directly through TradingView. So if you're signed up with Coinbase, you can now pretty much trade directly through TradingView without even having to deal with Coinbase. So that's a big deal for me because that's a big deal. So you can now trade directly through Coinbase. I mean, TradingView from Coinbase. But what was I looking for? Coinbase derivatives. So you type in Coinbase derivatives and then eventually sign up. So I guess you got to sign up. I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna sign up with Coinbase and start messing around with their integrated futures with TradingView. But I got to sign up with Coinbase first, and then you can eventually go trade. I'm gonna start putting money with that Nano. So right down here below, the Nano XRP. They also got other products as well. They got HBAR. They got several other products. We already know this. We've been through it. They got a Nano Ethereum and a Nano Bitcoin and that Nano XRP right there. And it's a low barrier to entry to trade that. It doesn't take much. You're essentially managing 500 XRP per trade, per contract. So that's with the Nano. And then the XRP, which is XRL, this is going to be for institutions. This is going to be for institutions, the XRL contract. And essentially what you do is you take out a contract and you're managing 10,000 XRP. Some of y'all got 10,000 XRP. The underlying asset, again, people in the future, this is going to be high leverage managing that contract size. And some of us own that much XRP. So I'm going to be looking more into it once I sign up with Coinbase and look at the market. Let me go to, let's see what XRP news. I know they got a lot of ETFs dropping XRP. Let's go to news. 10 hours ago, XRP soars. XRP ain't soar yet. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission approves 3 XRP ETFs. So I see with the ETFs, so they got an ETF that, They got several types of ETFs. They got several types of ETFs. They got like spot ETFs, and then they got like the leverage ETFs. The leverage ETFs is reflecting the futures price, the futures contracts of XRP. So that's all fine and dandy, but nothing, those ETFs are not bigger than the futures contracts. I just want y'all to understand that. And we over here teaching y'all how to trade futures. Most of the community out there in crypto world aren't going to show you how to go in here and trade futures. So that's what I'm getting at. You said BTC is pumping. Let me go check out BTC for y'all. Do I got to pull it up? No, I don't have it pulled up. So let me go check out BTC right quick. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So this is Bitcoin. And again, they got the Bitcoin futures as well. So definitely got the Bitcoin futures. Let me hide this right quick. So yeah, this is a 3-month time frame, just like XRP. I highlighted this area beforehand. We dropped down here, offered a quick discount, and we're moving higher. That is very bullish for Bitcoin, and I'm seeing it in other assets. So from the 3-month, let's go down to the monthly. You can see that expansion. Also, we're inside of we just left a 3-month fair value gap right here, well, monthly fair value gap, which is a BISI. Let me go ahead and highlight that for y'all. BISI stands for buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So we're leaving that BISI. You can see Bitcoin dropping down into discount and now starting to move higher to seek the all-time high. So, hey, we got 1 day left for Bitcoin for the month of April. So in May, and you heard it here first, May will create new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Y'all see how do y'all see how I'm outlining that? Do y'all understand that? May, the next monthly candle, is going to seek the liquidity, which is the old all-time high for Bitcoin, which is 109,000. So next month in May, don't be surprised if we start seeing, let me see right quick. I'm gonna take a Fibonacci from this swing low. Well, wait a second. I'm gonna take a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. And then I'm gonna do some projections. So I'm gonna pull up this is my Fibonacci settings. If y'all don't know, if y'all want to screenshot that, y'all can save all these settings. I come in here, come to style, and right now the ones that I got checked is what's on my chart. But I'm gonna do a projection of 0.5, 0.1, and 2. Well, 0.15 and 2. So you see that? What I did was I laid this Fibonacci from this swing low, which is it's the low inside of that fair value gap, and then I place it on the swing high. This isn't like when I show you the retracement. This is projecting with the Fibonacci. And then let's say next month in May and then going into June, we take out the old all-time high at 109,000. And then the next stop for me, which is the 0.5 level, which would be a $126,000 Bitcoin, projecting out into the future. And if I zoom out, I showed you those levels, those two standard deviations. That's what this is called. You're pretty much grading price ranges. That's what the Fibonacci tool is good for. You can grade price ranges, and we call these standard deviations. So from this high to this 0.5 level, that's a half a standard deviation. From the 0.5 level to the 1 level, that's a full standard deviation. So, for example, once we break that the all-time high, which is this swing high right here, we can project up to that 0.5 level right there. And $126,000 Bitcoin, what would that do? You see it? Do y'all notice how all the noise and all that hype has kind of died down with the strategic reserve? Nobody's talking about that right now. Well, guess what? That's still in play, right? The strategic crypto reserve from the United States is still in play, right? So Don't be surprised if that narrative come back around and they talk about it again. Bitcoin at $126,000. You already know I'm going to go clip this stream up. I'm going to clip it up. I'm going to play it. Hey, I told y'all already. And then if it wants to get really violent and volatile and extreme, the next level will be that -1 level, $144,000 Bitcoin. And then I got projection levels above that, but I'm not going to go that far right now. I'm just going to project to this 0.5 level and this -1 level. And that's a standard deviation where we can forecast and project into time. Now, it's going to take time. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. That's Bitcoin. Got Bitcoin requested. Come back to XRP. XRP dropping back down into the range. So what we need to do is, let's go out to the hourly. Zoom out. Trading back down inside of that order block. Market is in a high resistance. What they're doing is they're just holding price. They're like holding it. You know what I'm saying? They're holding it, waiting for either tomorrow's news release. And they're just pretty much going to make it volatile and choppy. Oh, well, just then we got breaking news. What's breaking news? Arizona strategic Bitcoin BTC reserve bill has passed the House, now waiting for approval from the Senate. Okay, shout out to you, OL, for that information. Shout out to you. That is a big deal. So that could be, if Bitcoin is already moving, that can definitely be positive sentiment for Bitcoin. So that's positive information. Again, shout out to y'all that are able to keep up with all that every day. So much news, a lot of noise. And then I like to stay on my side in my lane. So okay, you said 5 hours ago. Hey, that might be why Bitcoin was already going to do that. But some people will say, oh, it's reacting to that. And if that's positive for Bitcoin, it's positive for XRP as well. Again, like I'm seeing right now in price with XRP, they're going to hold it until tomorrow, which is all of this high impact news tomorrow. Before we get out of here, what's up, RHS? Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate you joining. Shout out to y'all. If y'all are brand new to the channel, man, subscribe. If y'all hanging out in the bushes, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel if y'all hanging out in the bushes. Some people be passing through and not subscribing. Y'all can subscribe. And I appreciate it. But let me see right quick. Before we get up out of here, the rest of the market, let's see how it's reacting. We got XLM showing signs that it wants to do the same. They're also holding XLM. If you don't know, XLM trades just alongside of XRP, does similar things. XDC been on the move. XDC at 8 cents. 8 cents. You can see it drop down to this 3-month fair value gap. And boom, starting to move higher. RHS, the King S. You already know. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Yes, H-bar on the move from the 3-month. Let's go down to the monthly. Again, on the monthly time frame, we only have 1 day left. 1 day and 23 hours left. And then we will go into May 2025. May 2025. I'm not going to do an in-depth analysis on XDC, but y'all should know it's bullish. I already gave y'all the signal when it dropped down. It dropped down to that discount. Now it's showing signs of displacement. It wants to go higher. XDC could potentially be breaking out. We'll see. Everything. I feel like everything is about to move. To be honest, the way the market is trading, the way market structure is setting up, everything is looking like it wants to pop off. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to hold you. But we got to wait and see. We'll see how we close this week out. Let's get this week out the way. And then next week, we'll have more information. H-bar. H-bar currently trading at 19 cents. Again, H-bar. If y'all didn't take an advantage. And again, I pretty much gave y'all those signals when it was happening. So you could have eventually picked up, you could have picked up H-bar around 12 cents earlier this month. So drop down to the monthly time frame. Yes. Earlier this month, you could have got a H bar at 12 cents. And now we're currently up. We just recently traded up to 20 cents. And now we're just ranging inside of this SIBI right here. Now, let's see if we can cut through this and use it as an inversion. But my next target will be the midway point of this this BISI. It's actually an inversion right now. So my next target will be the midway point, which is around 22 cents. And then let's see how we close and going into May. They might want to stall out the rest of the quarter. We'll see, man. One day at a time. That's how the markets go, especially if you're looking at the market from a long-term perspective. Now, I can show you opportunities every day, intraday. Let's see what the Nano XRP is doing, which is the Coinbase derivatives futures market. Currently just chopping around. Let me go out to the daily. Go out to the daily. It can definitely retrace back down into this gap right here. We got this order block. And again, like I said, this is just practice for now for me. I'm not putting real money behind this until it becomes more defined, more liquid. It needs time to make market structure. But if I had to aim right now, because of the economic calendar, I'll pretty much be done for the week because we already targeted last week's high, which is right here. Took out last week's high, and for this market, I will be out the market for the week. That's due to the non-farm payroll protocol that I teach y'all. But what we can do is highlight the previous day's high and the previous day's low from Monday. So we got buy side liquidity right here. And then we got sell side liquidity below price right here. Same concepts apply. Still doing the same things, repeating over and over again. Same concepts apply. And now we're inside of the range right now. It is currently Asia. We're in the Asia session. And during Asia, we're just chopping around. So Asia goes from 8 o'clock p.m., 12 o'clock midnight. And we're just ranging around, chopping around. And I'm not interested in this. The price action is very ugly. You don't have to take risk. You just sit on your hand until this cleans up, becomes more liquid. So, but it's live. The CME futures, the micro contracts from the CME and the large contract from the CME, I expect those contracts to be more liquid, more institutional capital coming into those markets. And then I'm still waiting to see, okay, how Coinbase Futures, is it going to get more liquidity, especially from BlackRock? Y'all know BlackRock is behind Coinbase. So let's see if it starts to become more liquid in the near future. But the nano is very affordable. The micros are going to be affordable, but they're going to be more expensive than the nano. So the nano contracts from Coinbase, very cheap, very affordable contracts that everybody else can go out there and trade right now. And then the micro contracts are a bump above the nano contracts. And then you got the big boy contracts. Coinbase has XRL, and then the CME will have XRP futures contracts. So I'm still paying attention to this. I'm locked into this. I'm just watching it right now. It's just retracing alongside of the spot price of XRP on lower time frames. Let's go back down to that 15-minute time frame. Hopefully y'all are learning something. Hopefully y'all are learning something and taking things in. Again, market just high resistance. Every time I get off live, price just shoots up every time. Every time I decide to end the live, I miss the live price action with y'all where it goes higher. And it looks like it want to kind of pop right now with the volatility. It traded back down to this candle right here, the order block. And now let's see on a 5-minute time frame, that right there, that's what I'm talking about. That volatility, that's high resistance liquidity conditions, high resistance. We're about to go into the 9:15 to 9:30. We're in the second quarter of the hour. And then from 9:30, 9:45, that's the third quarter. So we're about to go into the third quarter here in about 7 minutes. Y'all smash that like button for me. Subscribe if y'all brand new to the channel. Y'all pop out the bushes. Pop out the bushes. Let me get a quick roll call as well. Y'all shout out where y'all from. Shout out whatever region you're in the world. I want to see where everybody's from in the audience. Shout it out. What's up, Jay Manson? Shout out to Austin, Texas in the building. Shout out to Austin. Shout out to Jersey in the building. Shout out to LA in the building. Shout out to the Bay Area. So look at that. Even though I'm right in my direction, but when in a high resistance condition, you have to deal with all of this right here, the manipulation in price. You got to deal with all this choppiness, and eventually it's going to go up higher and go where it needs to go. So this is what I mean by high resistance, where you have to endure all this back and forth choppiness. When the market is like this, you got to zoom out to a higher time frame to get the clearer picture. We got Baton Rouge in the building. Shout out to the 225. Shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Bellevue, Florida. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. What's up, Ike? I ain't seen you in a while, Ike. Shout out to Jersey in the building. Just in, breaking news. Arizona House passes Bitcoin reserve bill. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. Expect other states to follow along, I guess. I assume. 4 hours ago. Price seeking. I want to see price trade up into this 15-minute gap right here. It's leaving that inversion gap. On the 5 minutes, go down to the 1 minute. 1 minute time frame. What's up, Ike? You said, man, how you doing? Trying to go on vacay, getting out of the country for a minute. Okay, shout out to you, Ike. What part of the world you going headed to, Ike? I wish you safe travels. Wish you safe travels and a good vacation, man. Safe travels and a good vacation. We all need that vacation, man. We all need that vacation. Hopefully, in the short term, we all get that permanent vacation. Okay, you thinking Panama? Okay, shout out to you. Ike, you speak Spanish, Ike? Oh man, 3 weeks is nice, man. 3 weeks. I got that bag, y'all. I got that bag. 3 weeks in Panama? Yeah, man. I got that bag. No, I'm just messing with you, Ike. Okay, price retracing right now, trading down into 1 minute BISI. You said some been taking lessons for about 2 years. Okay, I need to start tightening up on my Spanish. Or learning Spanish. Forget tighten up. I need to learn Spanish, man, because I'm trying to travel that part of the world eventually. Mexico, Panama, Brazil, Argentina. I know a little bit of French, but definitely need to tighten up on Spanish, man. I feel like that's like an essential language that you must learn, especially if you're in America. Especially if you're in America. You got to tighten up on Spanish. Just like I learned these charts, I feel like I got to put that same time in learning a new language. So that's definitely essential, man. Like, especially when y'all get money, y'all want to be bilingual. You want to learn, you want to know multiple languages. I want to learn French and Spanish. And then that's probably going to be it for me. French and Spanish. English, French, Spanish. Don't try to teach me no Asian language. I don't understand that shit. Don't try to teach me any type of Arabic. I don't understand that neither. No disrespect. I'm just saying. I don't, especially the Asian language. Look how price is behaving. Look how price is behaving. Still going. Now look, high resistance, choppiness, volatility, manipulation, back down to this order block on the hourly time frame. Low resistance, displacement higher. Now the market is running with low resistance. Here we go with SUI. I didn't know what it was at first until I've been on YouTube listening to people say what it was. SUI. I've been saying SUI, but it's called SUI, I assume. But I'll look at it here in a second. Give me a second. I want to see price go up to this area that I already called out, predetermined. And y'all witnessed it live if y'all been in the live stream hanging around. Y'all witnessing it live. So, OL, you said you seen an AI app the other day. You could put earphones in ear, and when a person speaks a foreign language, it will translate it to English. Good luck with those deep accents. I'm gonna need that app. You might have to send that app to me, OL. You're gonna have to send that to me. AI taking over, man. It's just crazy. And what's the best way to learn a different language as well? What's the best way to do it? That's crazy, man. That's definitely crazy. Okay, we're retracing down into this fair value gap. Also, we got another order block right here, but we're inside of a BOSSI order block. You said the best way is to talk slow and live in the country. Immersion. Okay, that's like living in the country. Okay. I plan on going to Mexico later in the year, but y'all are saying y'all got to be immersed in the culture. That's the best way to learn it, huh? Ike, you say you got a Spanish instructor from Ecuador. I do Zoom twice a week for 1 hour. Well, that's pretty dope. Hey, man, you never stop learning in life. You never stop learning. Always continue to challenge yourself. And just continue to challenge yourself as you age in life. Don't never stop learning and putting your mind to things. Damn, you said $10 a lesson? Shoot. Now, imagine paying that in American prices. If that was just like an American thing, like, you know, you're based in, you know, I don't know, whatever. But imagine just, you know, yeah, that ain't bad for $10 a lesson. That mean I need to go up. I need to go up on my damn $10 per lesson. I need to go up on my subscription on my Patreon then. Shoot, cause this is like his own language. BOSSI, CIBI, fair value gaps. It's his own language, so I might need to go up on that. And this is way more. Well, I can't say more technical than speaking another language. But that ain't bad, and that sounds like a profitable thing, especially when you got a class full of people. And it helped to travel the submersion. Okay. Okay. I appreciate y'all joining, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe if y'all brand new to the channel. Again, I just rolled through the other assets. Let's look at the NASDAQ. I'm starting to see the NASDAQ switch bullish. So what we did was we sold off, took out some liquidity, old lows below the market, smart money accumulation, and then now we're starting to see the NASDAQ push higher. I want to see us take out these highs above the market and trade up into this gap right here. So that's what I want to see for the NASDAQ. As the dollar starts to get weaker, I want to see NASDAQ, S&P push higher, the Dow Jones, but we're still waiting. We got 1 day left for this candle to close, and then we'll see. Just waiting. I think a lot of volatility and capital is about to flow into this crypto market. As you can see already with Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin is starting to push higher. A lot of volatility, a lot of capital pushing into the market. The market looking good. I agree with you, Jose. I agree with you. Market looking good, looking primed to do some things. But man, I'm trying to see what XRP wants to do right now. Again, high resistance, back and forth, choppiness. Let's go out to the hourly. Can y'all hear me or am I freezing up? Can y'all hear me or am I freezing up? Y'all let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay, I'm good. I was freezing up on my side right quick. Okay, appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. So on the hourly time frame, we pit stop right here inside of this SIBI. Let me highlight that, this hourly SIBI. And then we got a 15-minute right above it. So that's where we're trading at right now, inside of this 1 hour SIBI right there. We're just hanging out inside of it. And I want to start seeing us push higher, push through it, make it become an inversion. That's what I want to see. So go down to the 5-minute. Back on the 5-minute. High resistance. And we might see a pop right quick in XRP. Might see that pop in XRP. Let's see what we want to do. What else can I look at? Let me go check out. Let's go look at gold. Gold currently trading at $3,336. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we just retracing, consolidating. Let's go down to the daily. Daily time frame for gold, we just traded down into this BISI, daily fair value gap. And don't be surprised if gold pops off again and just continues to run higher. Do not be surprised if we start to see that with gold. We traded down to this gap, use it as support. 1, 2, 3. Now let's see if we want to displace higher. See if we want to get that. Life of a trader. We sitting down, watching these markets, analyzing. If you're into this can be dry, but it's very profitable. Very rewarding market. You have to have the patience. Just like you all have patience long term, you got to have patience analyzing the market, how I'm showing y'all right now. Trying to see us get up to that 15-minute fair value gap in the pink on XRP. If y'all just joining, make sure y'all smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Sign up to the Patreon if y'all want to learn how to do this skill set, trade. This is something you can have for a lifetime until the day you lose your mind or I don't see them switching up the algorithm in our lifetime, because you know why? The reason they won't switch up the algorithm is because it's not widely known, and it's not many people that knows about that the markets are algorithmic. If you look around in retail, you can always see the narrative, the hype, the emotions. As long as they got people stuck in that mind frame, they will continue to run this algorithm for them. So welcome to the Matrix. Got a 1 minute BISSY right here. 1 minute BISSY. Let me highlight it. And I want to see us displace higher. We're moving higher as we speak. Y'all do y'all be checking y'all portfolios when the market is doing this? Do y'all be checking y'all portfolios as price moves higher? Cutting through that BISSY, trade down to the order block right here. So today they want to use a lot of order blocks. If y'all haven't noticed, they're referring to the order blocks a whole lot today. BISSY order block. Let's see if we want to continue higher. On the right side of my screen, that's the daily time frame. I already asked y'all, okay, do we come up and take out the previous day's high or the previous day's low? A lot of y'all said that previous day's high, so that's my bias. My bias is the previous day's high. So we're not going to get that all tonight. We definitely could see it going into tomorrow during the New York sessions. You said boss good coin. What are you talking about, Jose? What is good coin? I think somebody asked me about SUI. So let me go ahead and bring that up right quick. See if I got it saved on my charts. And again, I'm not looking at everything, so you know, I'm not gonna be looking at everything. I think I got it saved somewhere. SUI. And then again, I might not have it saved because I don't invest in that. I don't touch that. Why would y'all be interested in anything else unless you don't own this asset? Why would you be interested in anything else outside of what's going on right now? Because we are at a pivotal time in these markets. Go to crypto, SUI. I just like to see what y'all talking about sometimes. I like to just come look like, what is this bullshit? SUI, and I'm not shitting on it. Okay, SUI moving. What it did was, y'all tell me in the chat, how many of y'all in the chat invested in SUI? Let me know in the chat. Are y'all invested in this? Or do you trade with this? Or what? Y'all let me know in the chat. Because I know it's a hype token right now. It's a lot of hype behind it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not shitting on it. But outside of the majors, and it's early on in this market, I'm not interested in this shit. Are y'all invested in SUI? Tino, you said it's too rich for your blood. It's currently trading at 355. And what's its utility? It only been on the market since 2023. It's trying to be a top layer one. So this is what I like to do. SUI crypto. That's what I like to do. First thing I like to do when I'm vetting out a token, I like to go to see if they got a website. Right here, it looks like they have a website. It looks like it's a AI website. So https sui.io. Let's click on it. Now, what it says, register for SUI Basecamp 225 for $2.99. So they already asking for money. Does Ripple ask for money? Does Stellar ask for money? Does Hedera ask for money? Does Zenfin ask for money? But the first thing I see is when I come to this damn website, a Basecamp for $2.99. Okay, whatever that is, a Basecamp. So build beyond. SUI delivers the benefits of Web 3 with the ease of Web 2. Blase blah. Who isn't trying to do that? Okay, the most innovative companies build on SUI. Alibaba Cloud. Okay, Alibaba Cloud need to do what Amazon doing. Okay, you see Franklin Templeton. Okay, this is one of the things I like to see. I want to see partnerships. I want to see companies. I'm not familiar with all these companies, but they got Franklin Templeton. I seen Alibaba. And then I'm not familiar with the rest of this. Okay, they got partnerships. That's one of the things I like to do. What's my 3 things? Does your project have utility? Do they have partnerships? And do they have institutional sponsorship? Like, are institutions building? Are they trying to plan on investing in this blockchain? And then it says scalable infrastructure that's fast, secure, and affordable. Okay, most blockchain chains should be fast, secure, and affordable. So that's a standard, pretty much. So another thing I like to do is scroll to the bottom of the page, all the way down to the bottom. They got a nice page, by the way, as well. Like, they got a nice page. I want to go to the about. It says the SUI Foundation. So I'm assuming this is a nonprofit, or is it a for-profit? Y'all let me know in the chat. Nonprofit or for-profit? So let's select SUI Foundation. It says an independent organization dedicated to the advancement of and adoption of SUI. Okay. So it's not really adopted. So again, in a world where we got XRPs, the Ripples, the Stellars, the Hederas, and other blockchain companies, they're already adopted. They're almost to the point where they want to be utilized. And then we have a foundation, which I'm not knocking it. Like I said, you might be waiting longer for some type of return on investment on something like this. But it says an independent organization dedicated to the advancement of adoption of SUI. So it's telling me that, okay, they're working on partnerships and relationships. What I like to look for is a team of people. So they got programs, introduction to SUI, use cases. No, man, where's the teams? Who's the people behind this project? He says for gaming. They are building out their own ecosystem. Okay, who is the they? I like to see people. Job board, directory, events. No, who are the people? I want to see faces. That's one thing I like to look for, faces. And they got careers, okay, security, about, and I got to be able to look for people and see who is working. Who is working? Do y'all have a board? Do y'all have leadership? And right now, I don't see that where they can select it on their website, unless I'm missing something. But I'm not interested in SUI, me personally. Okay, shout out to you, OL. Shout out to you. That's good information. But at the end of the day, it's not a guarantee, in my honest opinion. Not knocking it. I don't know much about it. I'm just saying, like, they are building it out. Okay, again, what's their utility? What's their purpose? What kind of utility does it have outside of? It's definitely not a liquidity it's not a liquidity thing. Learn. Okay, gaming. Let me go back 1 second. So click on learn. Use cases, gaming, tradable in-game assets. Again, when we dealing with big money, we talking about derivatives, we talking about cross-border payments, we're talking about DeFi. Those things blow gaming out the water. I'm not shitting on gaming, but goddamn it, adults don't have time to game. That's what I'm trying. Adults in the room don't have time to game. So if y'all want to build out an ecosystem I know gaming is a huge industry, but it's not cross-border payment industry. It's not derivatives. Those are the opportunities present right now. Like major once in a lifetime, not even in a lifetime. This doesn't come around every lifetime. It comes around every few hundred years. And with this blockchain shit, it might not come around for the next 300 years. We don't know. I don't know. We ain't gonna be here. So when we talking about gaming is gonna always evolve. BTC5 on Sui. Earn, lend, and trade BTC via Sui. That's not exciting to me. That's pretty much staking. But what blockchain isn't already doing that? And in commerce, creator or greater customer engagement and value. Let's look at commerce. Yes, man. Like, I'm not into gaming. Like, this is that play shit I be talking about. Not shitting it. They might have real utility, real use cases, but that's children. That's what, you know, that's a childlike mindset. I know gaming is huge. I like the game occasionally, but nah, bro, where the money at? Where the money at? That's what I'm asking. So commerce, brands engage customers with less expense, more value, blah, 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 blah. Empowering the best game developers to create the best games. Okay. That's not solving nothing. This isn't solving nothing huge. And this is how y'all gonna come and vet out what y'all, you know, come vet out these blockchains and etc. Listen, I've been a gamer majority of my life, not a hardcore gamer. You know, I play sports games and like shooting games, first person shooter games. Outside of that, I don't care for gaming like that. But I never was the type to go spend $30 on a game skin, like a skin in the game. Like, fuck no. Well, no, I'm not paying this much money when I could go buy XRP. Why I'm gonna pay $30, $40 to buy some in-game skins in a game to unlock some skins, or, you know, no, I'm not doing that. But again, that's a huge market, and I'm not knocking people that do that as well. So I'm not into that. It's a thumbs down for me. It might not be for you, but for me, it's a thumbs down for SUI. But if we come over here and look at the price, let me bring it back up. It's moving right now, but again, like long term, do you really believe in it? It's still early, 2023. If we talking about Ripple been around since roughly what, 2012? It's already got a decade in, and Stellar, a decade into the market. They're already built out. They have established relationships and partnerships. So, and they're still dirt cheap. So why would I entertain a 354 SUI token when fucking XLM is at 28 cents, XRP is at 230? Why would I entertain that? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Some of y'all don't be making sense though. I'm not coming at nobody in my chat, but when I go to the algorithm, let's go to YouTube. Let me go to YouTube right quick. Go to YouTube, and I'm gonna type in SUI crypto. Let's see what the algorithm is talking about. And this is that bullshit I be talking about. This is why y'all be falling for that trap. The thumbnails. Y'all falling for these thumbnails and the hype. 12 hours ago, SUI price analysis has a low form. New all-time highs incoming. This man was talking about this a year ago, so shout out to him because he was early in on it. Simply for beginners. That shit's stupid as hell, man. 4 days ago, missed opportunity. God candle incoming. And then how I know it's hype, this is Paul Barron. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should know who he is. He jumps from whatever is hype right now. I remember there was a time. I remember when this dude first popped up, Paul Barron. He was not talking about XRP. That's how long I've been in this market. I've been watching for years. I've been in XRP since 2020. Been knowing about it since 2017. But I remember a time this dude wasn't even around. A lot of these people weren't even around. And then he hopped on the XRP algorithm. And what he does is try to get those views, 40K views. 40,000 views in 4 days. Just by simply talking about SUI. Pokemon rumor is real. Come on, man. Be for real. Pokemon rumors. But anyway, man, definitely the algorithm is out. You know, SUI blockchain 2 years ago, 14,000 views. Does SUI still have potential in 2025? SUI will make millionaires. Technical analysis deep dive must watch. 15K. And this guy right here, you know what I'm saying? Like hype. But that's the algorithm. That's what I like to go do. Search YouTube. And that's SUI for y'all who like that. Whatever. Not into it. Yes, Pokemon is huge. But what's bigger than Pokemon? Pokemon, SUI, gaming, or motherfucking cross-border payments, derivatives, etc. What's bigger than that? And again, we not no whales. If y'all on my channel, I know everybody in here. You might have somebody in here that's watching. You never know. But I'm not no whale. I'm not no whale. Y'all not no whale. So how can y'all possibly be in all these assets at once? There's no way you can be in everything at once. There's no way you can be in everything at once. Let me bring this up right quick. I haven't done this in a while. 1 second. I'm looking for this chart with all the money in the world. If I can find it, I can't find it right now. 1 second. Nah, that ain't it. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Give me a second. Let me come back over here to XRP for y'all. XRP dropping back down to discount. That's just the manipulation. Back down to discount. Choppiness, volatility. Oh, we got my bad, y'all. My bad. So we did go up to my target, and it's not random that we trade up into that, reject. So if I go out to the 15-minute time frame and y'all been watching, I highlighted this small little area in price over here to the left. Right there. That's what I was waiting for. And as we was looking at SUI, y'all was distracting me with that bullshit. Y'all should know better. Y'all was distracting me from the key things that I was showing y'all. And we trade up into that small little inefficiency. And that was a take profit level. That was a take profit level. And then market breaks down. So that's not random that we trade up into that. And I highlight that for y'all. And now the market breaks down, goes back inside of that daily fair value gap. Also this order block right here. So that's that volatility. Why is the market trading like this right now? Because all of this high impact news ahead of price going into the upcoming days. But I'm trying to look for this thing right quick where it showed y'all might know what I'm talking about, where it showed y'all all the different asset classes. It's like, it just came out a few years ago and it was like all the money in the world. And I was just trying to show you, like, why would you focus on gaming when these major blockchains are going after certain markets? Like gaming can't even come near none of these markets that XRP and XLM and some other assets are going after. And I can't find it for nothing. As soon as I get off live, I'm gonna end up finding it. But let me see if I can type it in. Visual capitalist. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, here it is right here. We just ranging right now, OL. We just ranging. So this article right here, this came out in 2022. Some of y'all probably don't know about it or never seen it. It says all of the world's money in markets in one visualization. So all of the world's money in markets in one visualization. So what I do is I scroll down, and if we look, see this little block right here that I got highlighted, this little square. That square, one second. That square, when you see one of these blocks below, when I go start scrolling down, one square equals $100 billion. Y'all see that? One square equals $100 billion. So as we scroll down, Sam Bankman-Fried, you know, the guy that with FTX, he had roughly $100 billion net worth. His peak net worth was $100 billion. Yes, FTX. And if you scroll over, Sam Bankman-Fried, in March 2022, he had 26 billion. Today, he's down to about 1 billion. But at one point, he had roughly $100 billion. As we continue to scroll down, sports teams. So sports teams, let's scroll over. It says professional sports teams, the combined value of North America's professional sports teams is $340 billion. And it breaks it down by league. So out of the $340 billion, the NFL controls 42%. And this is old. I'm sure these are all of these things have changed since then, but we can use this as a guide. But the NFL controls roughly 42% out of the 340 billion. The NBA controls 25%. MLB 18%, NHL 10%, MLS 5% out of that $340 billion pool. Next market, which this is about to change as soon as everything becomes tokenized and controlled. But during this time, cryptocurrency, after hitting a peak, and remember, this is back in 2022, it hit a peak of $282 trillion market cap. In November 2021, the crypto market has fallen to about 760 billion. So that was at the time. So all of this is about to change. And at the time, Bitcoin controlled 41% of the 2.82 trillion market cap. And then Ethereum, all of that since has changed in 2025. This is back in 2022. It says Russia versus Ukraine GDP. It was roughly around 1.8 trillion, their economy. So you can start to see the numbers start to increase from crypto to now we talking about governments and economies. Military spending, US, China, and everyone else. Military spending, global spending in the military was 2.1 trillion in 2021. The 5 largest spenders were USA, China, India, the UK, and Russia. So that's roughly around $2.1 trillion in military spending. We talking about global. This is the global markets around the world. After military spending, we start to get in currencies. You know, central banks control currencies, fiat currencies. So the US, we got the euro, China, Japan, and others. So coins and banknotes, which is tangible currency. What money? This is what many people around the world think of as money. So this is like pretty much currency out in the world at this time. It's probably more now since inflation. But at the time, it was roughly $8 trillion in coins and banknotes. Coins and banknotes. We talking about cash money. Cash money, coins and banknotes, $8 trillion at the time. And as we scroll down, the market continues to get larger. So the gold market, we talking about jewelry, gold bars and coins, central bank gold, and others. If you notice, there's more jewelry out on the market than there are central bank bars and coins. And then below, they got the reserves. So that's the unknown. We don't know how much the reserves are out there in the world. That's unknown. So that's why they left that gray. So it says the world's total above ground gold. So we talking about the gold that's on the surface of the earth. Reserves are estimated at 205,000 tons, 205.2 thousand tons by the World Gold Council. I'm sure it's more than that. At the time, check it out, back in 2022, gold was roughly around $1,700 spot price. And at the time, the gold was worth $11.5 trillion. So now it's included, it's more now because gold is like 3,500. And if you look at the small little asterisk right below this, it says including gold-backed ETFs. So it's including the ETFs. So notice that with all the ETF talk going on now, people weren't paying attention to this back then. So again, the world's billionaires. So there's a total at the time of 2022, there was roughly 2,668 billionaires combined on the world. Some of y'all in here, like Ike, I think Ike gonna be a billionaire. But like Ike, you was one second, y'all, one second. Some of y'all in this chat gonna be billionaires. So you might be included in this small pool of billionaires on the earth. You know, if we got like 8-9 billion people on the planet, or however much they estimating, that's a small group of people, bro. That's a small group of people. So the world's billionaires around the world have a collective net worth of 12.7 trillion. Man, that's retarded. They have a bigger net worth, and I'm sure today, than the whole market of gold. Check it out. The billionaires, listen to this. The billionaires have more net worth than coins and banknotes in circulation. We talking about governments. Billionaires have more banknotes and coins than governments. I appreciate it, Mary. You said this is by far the most detailed and explained and truthful technical analysis I've watched. I'm very fortunate. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just organic. I'm organic and authentic. I'm not trying to get on over. I'm not even clickbaiting. And I got stuff to offer you as well. But let me continue. So the billionaires have more worth than damn near military spending. That's insane. Think about that, y'all. It's crazy. So there's only roughly about I'm going to go ahead and round it up to 3,000 billionaires on the planet, because I'm sure there's more billionaires now than it was back in 2022. Then again, it might probably not. They probably consolidating their wealth. Central bank balance sheets. So we're talking about the U.S. Federal Reserve. We're talking about the European Central Bank. We're talking about the People's Bank of China and Japan. So we're using 4 countries. So central bank balance sheets. Let me scroll down. They're saying the balance sheets of central banks around the world is roughly around $28 trillion. Come on, OL, you've been watching me for a while, man. Now, let me see. Let me read what you're saying. Do you think 29K is possible? You said you heard a guy on YouTube say he had a dream. That I don't care about a guy in his dream, OL. Fuck a dream. Now, anything is possible, but I don't give a damn about nobody dreaming. I don't care about nobody dreaming. Because the guy said he had a dream that XRP was 29K, I'm supposed to be like, do I believe it's supposed to happen? I don't care about that. What's realistic? Tokenization of all these markets. So what I'm getting to by talking about this, so pay attention. We talking about blockchain tokenizing all these markets. Y'all always hear, oh, gold is going to be tokenized. Currencies are going to be tokenized. And then I'm sitting here reading off to you the net worth of each one of these markets. Is military spending going to be tokenized? Possibly. We know Hedera is working with the military. Certain blockchains are working with the military. How much market share do they get? Cryptocurrency, sports teams. So if we want to talk about gaming, eventually I'm sure the NFL and these professional teams are going to be dealing with some type of blockchain technology. So I'm not worried about a guy in his dream and what he thinks. So come on now, you should know me better than that, OL. You should know better than that. So let me continue and then I'm gonna get up out of here. The central bank balance sheets, roughly 28 trillion. We talking about the S&P 500. Now, check this out. Now we get into a whole new world, and I'm gonna keep referring to this as I do future live streams, so y'all can give an indication why I go to the market, and I might come over here in 1 second. When I come to the markets and I trade the futures markets, S&P 500 right here, and the small fluctuations in this market right here is so much capital flowing through this market you can't even imagine every day per day. And that's why I trade this market, and this market is liquid as hell. That in the NASDAQ. But if I come back over here, it says the S&P 500, and this is the market cap, and this was back in 2022. You got the top 5 companies in the S&P at the time: Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, United Healthcare, Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, Exxon, and Visa. So the market cap of the S&P was $36 trillion. And it says the 10 companies on the left make up more than 25% of the index. And then you got the rest of it. But again, the number 36 trillion. Aren't they trying to tokenize the stock market? We're not even talking about that. I talked about utility payments and etc., derivatives. But what happens when this market right here becomes tokenized on blockchain? Huh? Yeah, who knows Dick Gregory? Y'all know who Dick Gregory is? When he be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Dick Gregory when he be like, huh? That's my point. Look at these numbers. $36 trillion for the S&P 500. We're not even talking about the NASDAQ. We're not even talking about the Dow Jones. The US versus China GDP, 2 biggest nations in the world. The GDP for both of these nations is 23 trillion. Well, the US GDP was 23 trillion. China was 17 trillion. 23 trillion, 17 trillion. Global supply, global money supply. So we're not even talking about coins in circulation. The global money supply. Again, we're not talking about the coins in circulation. The global money supply, this first section on top, it says narrow money or M1 money supply. The total value of the world's easily accessible money is 48.9 trillion. This includes the world's coins, banknotes, and checking deposits. And we talking about the planet. The M1 money supply, the planet, 48.9 trillion. What happens when this becomes tokenized? And then we got the M2 money supply. The total value of the world's money is 82.6 trillion. Y'all can't even fathom that. This includes coins, which will be tokenized, banknotes tokenized, money market accounts tokenized, as well as saving, checking, and time deposits tokenized or on blockchain. Stock market. So let's look at the entire stock market. The New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, Shanghai, the Euro, Japan stock market, others. Over here to the right, it says global markets, global stock markets. The New York Stock Exchange is has the most value in it, 24.9%, NASDAQ 18%, and etc. No other market outside of the American Stock Exchange comes close to the American markets. And we over here in America, and we know who is NASDAQ working with. Don't NASDAQ have a partnership with who? Let me Google right quick. Let me see, news. I could have sworn I seen a Ripple and NASDAQ partnership, or am I tripping? Y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. What happens when the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange becomes tokenized? And if we scroll down, now we start to get into the global debt market. The global debt market. The global debt market, this is the total amount of debt, including the accumulated by governments, corporations, households together combined in the entire planet. It adds $300 trillion, and it's probably more than that. 300 trillion. What happens when they tokenize the debt market? Governments. Since January 2020, there has been each category of debt has grown. Non-financials, governments, financial sector, households. So again, we're just drowning in debt on the entire planet. What happens when they get rid of the debt or whatever y'all speculate on and they tokenize that? The global real estate market. Global real estate, the value of the world's real estate is estimated to be 326 trillion. Residential real estate is around 259 trillion. China is the world's most valuable residential market and now accounts for a third of the total global residential. So look at these numbers, these figures. And then you got agriculture real estate and commercial real estate. But residential is the biggest pot of real estate out there on the market. And then agriculture. And then commercial. Global wealth. According to Credit Suisse, all global households' wealth tallies $463 trillion. And the United States holds a large majority of the global wealth. I assume that's because we have the world reserve currency. And then next will be Europe, and then China, Asia Pacific, India, Latin America, Africa. How they gonna hate on Saudi Arabia in the Middle East? But whatever. Okay, and then as we get near the bottom of this list, what's starting to get tokenized? What are things going live right now? Like, for example, XRP futures contract on Coinbase, XRP Nano, XRP Micro, and CME. Those things are starting to go live. These are derivatives products. So once we come over here, the derivatives markets. The derivatives, according to the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, the market value of derivatives is 12.4 trillion. That's a lie. That's a lie. What is a derivative? A derivative is a contract between two or more parties that derives its value from the performance of an underlying asset, index, or entity. Boom. Y'all understand that? Do y'all understand why the derivatives will set the price? The derivatives will set the price of the underlying assets. This is where the liquidity comes in from the derivatives markets, the futures markets. A derivative is a contract between two or more parties that derives in its value from the performance of an underlying asset, hint, hint, XRP, Bitcoin, etc., an index, XRP Futures, or an entity, corporations. It says two ways to measure the derivatives. Derivatives are typically measured in two different ways: gross market value and notional value. The notional value of derivatives is now estimated at 600 trillion. And then as you scroll down, examples of derivatives are what? Hint, hint, futures contracts, forward contracts, options, warrants, and swaps. But mainly, look what's at top, futures contracts. And you wonder why I'm a futures trader. Notional value of derivatives. It's the biggest market out there. And then it says, look, keep scrolling. It says, keep scrolling. Collateralized debt obligations and credit default swaps are two derivative types that are now infamous for their roles in the 2008 financial crisis. And then we all know that the derivatives market is not in a $600 trillion market. This is not up to date. It's a quadrillion-dollar market, multi-quadrillions. So put that in perspective. But all of this, what is the main market? What is the main market that Ripple is going after? Since y'all want to talk about gaming and investing in SUI, what market is Ripple trying to capture the most? What is their main goal? What is their main goal? What is Ripple's main goal? What is Ripple's main goal? I'm assuming y'all don't know. So the main goal for Ripple is the derivatives market. They want to tokenize the derivatives market, which is over in the quadrillions of dollars. So there you have it. And as we over here trade the XRP futures contracts, this is the derivatives market. This is a market where you can come go leverage, take advantage of price volatility of the underlying asset, and make a shitload of money. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all joining. Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. Make sure y'all sign up to the Patreon if y'all haven't. Let me pull it up. Make sure y'all come over here if y'all want to learn how to trade. Sign up to the Patreon. Click the link in the description below. Share the channel. Hit that like button. And I will get back with y'all on the next live stream. Peace out. Y'all take care.